So Joris, should I close the poll here? We have 18 votes.
Yes, please do close the poll so we'll have the initial results and we could continue with our...
Yeah, I'll give it 10 more seconds. We'll see here. I see that some last minute calls came in here. 18 out of 31 have answered. Okay, we close the poll. Yes, let's see the results. Increase of, I guess you see the results as well here. Increase of electric cars has been one of the most common choices, 74% answered. Also increase of railway usage is one of popular answer. But I guess we keep these results for later and then we get going with the program again. Or what do you say, Joris?
All right, let's do that so we could have the final results before we start the panel session. So let's continue with our agenda. And the next speaker is Krister Kalda from Estonia. And as it was mentioned before, and also in the comments regarding previous session, how to reduce costs. I guess self-driving cars and automated cars are the future, and so I think it's worth exploring this matter. So Krister is going to give us a talk on self-driving cars on the public streets now and in the future. So please, Krister, the floor is yours. Looking forward for your presentation.
Thank you, Joris. I hope you hear me fine. I will talk about self-driving cars and what we have been doing here in Estonia regarding this subject. I noticed that only 3 people expect during the next 10 years the self-driving cars getting increased in our streets, but I hope that my presentation will change your attitude towards the bigger attention to them. Well, first of all, we at Caltech were the 3rd in Europe to launch publicly a self-driving car. It happened in 2018 for our 100th birthday. At the moment, there are like 5 levels of autonomy considered on self-driving cars, whereas if you know Teslas, they are around level 2, or some even now verging on level 3. But I'm talking about our developments, which are self-driving shuttle buses, which are used for the first and last mile. And they are considered at the moment level 4, but we just started on 1st of June this a higher level pilot here at our campus, where we don't have even an operator on board the bus. So we are using the sensors, but also the teleoperations. Yeah, I'm going to talk to you about the pilots that recently we've been doing, what we are doing at the moment, and what we are going to do in short future. I don't know why I'm, oh, okay. So last year we received the right to drive on public streets with a self-driving car. It was a project called Fabulous, and in Estonian leg we had 4 partners. We did from Caltech side the scientific investigations. Then we had Auvetech, which has the commercial interest in getting the self-driving cars on the streets. And then we had partners regarding how to conduct the bus stops and the fleet management. We even experienced one traffic accident during that, but it wasn't mistake of a car or our mistake, but it was somebody who entered the traffic from the parking area without looking at the traffic signs. So on the last minute, he just drove on the street. What we did there was also a investigation from the users. Ülemiste city is a tech park, so you can consider that there are people that who are in the traffic there are more conscious of innovation and new things. So we got really high marks for the overall experience and the safety feeling while driving the car. And quite like most of them, 94% said that they are willing to drive the car during the daytime. Some more skepticism regarding the dark times, and I guess there were 2 people who said that they won't drive self-driving cars. Then a good indication is also would adults allow their kids to drive on the self-driving cars, and that is also like 60% almost said yes, and quite many said maybe, like 1/3 of the people that we asked. And why would they use an automated shuttle? They would use it to get to the next transport. For example, if they are in the office and they need to get to the bus stop, or if there is a bad weather, then they would enjoy driving something all of a sudden. And also carrying heavy items, and like 80% said that they are willing to do it in a closed area. So, for example, we've been driving in the zoo area or big hospital areas where the car then knows exactly where you need to go. What we didn't expect is that quite many people would change their walking to driving autonomous vehicles. Of course, bus, as this is a shuttle too, it's easy to understand that people would change their driving from bus to self-driving shuttles. But luckily, people don't want to change their bicycle rides to autonomous vehicles. So that is not the competitor here. So people still want to enjoy their own driving on bicycles. Just to point out, we just finished a new survey in a rural area where people, we had 820 answers. I don't have a slide on that because it is just so new, but out of those 820 people, 90% had never even seen the self-driving cars. And there was a lot more skepticism there. There was only 43% of people were totally okay with self-driving cars. So over 50% were worried whether to use themselves or to let their children to use them. But this is the beginning of another pilot that we're doing. So we expect to do the same questionnaire after we have done this pilot in that rural area to just compare the results of how do they feel once they've had them in their area. So this new thing that we are doing is in collaboration with the city of Tallinn and Riga parish, which is the bordering area in to Tallinn. And what we want to do is we create a mass platform MaaS, if you don't know, is a mobility as a service, where we connect all different means of transport. This means that there will be all the public transport, the buses, the trains, the trams, trolley buses, then also the electrical scooters and self-driving cars. So, for example, if you want to travel from your home to the port, you can see the schedules, how you can get there, and you can also buy the tickets to all different means of transport that you are going to have to use. And also there's an on-demand possibility, so you can have the self-driving car meeting you in a couple of minutes in front of your door, take you to the transport corridor, like for example a road that has the buses going on, and these buses will take you to the close to the port or airport, and there you have, for example, an electrical scooter waiting for you, or another autonomous shuttle taking you to the airport, or to the door of the airport, or a harbor port. And also you can buy all the tickets from one place, so you have one interface as a user. We are using, as these self-driving cars are on the street, and they have a lot of sensors, we are using that possibility to, for example, inform about the road situations directly to the city authorities or whoever needs such information. Also, they can address wrongly parked cars, or if there are people on the street lying down, because the sensors can also detect what is there in the traffic that is not normal. And then we're going to have these park and ride hubs where we're having these electrical scooters also waiting for anybody who needs that. And also what we are doing is we are making a roadmap for local authorities how to change the old electrical cars into new self-driving shuttle buses. So for our, in Estonia, we had a CO2 quota agreement with Japan, where Japan had to give something back to Estonia. So we received 500 electrical cars, which were given to the social workers around Estonia. And these electrical cars are now getting redundant because of their old batteries. And electrical vehicle drivetrain can be reused. So we are rebuilding them. At the moment, we are finding out the most effective way to be according to the regulations of the European Union and our local laws, because the cars have to have a certain kind of glass, for example, because they, if there's an accident, they have to shatter into millions of pieces so that they don't hurt anybody who is inside. That's just an example, but there are a lot of laws regarding the lights and driving during the cold weather and so on and so forth. Overall, we are collaborating also with different smart city initiatives that we have here in our campus, starting from 5G, because 5G we received in December of 2018, and we collaborated already with Munich Technical University, where they drove these, drove through operations from Munich, the car that was physically located here in Tallinn on our campus. So that can be done also through thousands of miles away, but also you can imagine the safety possibilities if all these cars will be directed from digitally, not by humans who at the moment are using more and more their phones behind their driving wheels, and they are sleepy and other things. So this is a more safer way to the future. And all these self-driving shuttles that are built at the moment, or that are in the traffic at the moment in the world, and hopefully also in the future, are running on electricity. So they are more carbon neutral than the fuels that are used in private cars mostly. I'm running out of time, so I'm just hoping that I made an impact of your attitude towards self-driving cars, because this is also one way of making the traffic more sustainable, because they are shuttles, so they can carry more people at the same time. And as the public transport will be more user-friendly with these new possibilities, then they will be used more. That is, I guess everybody would consider it. So yes, thank you.
Thank you, Krister, very much. Quick question, and then we move forward. So if you were a policymaker, how would you approach self-driving cars, for example, now in Estonia? What would be your emphasis and how you would go about it?
Well, the policy making at the moment here in Estonia is quite advanced. The government is very proactive. They just launched, they made a self-driving analysis from the governmental side. They just released it 2 weeks ago. And they are very willing to give certain permissions to drive self-driving cars in different areas. And now with this pilot that I mentioned, we also had a pilot in Greece, and Greece studied what we did here in Estonia, and they adapted the same laws also in Greece. And our university joined IAMTS, which is an international alliance of mobility standardization. It's governed in US, and we're the academic partner to that, and they are proactively working with different governments. Just recently, Germany also gave out their address or basis to the law for autonomous vehicles, which will be then worked on. But this is like happening all around the world, that these autonomous cars are coming on our streets. So I can't really answer your question directly. At the moment, we are in a lucky situation in Estonia where the government is very willing to collaborate and giving emphasis and direction for an open chance for them to come on the street.
Yes, thank you very much. I think you answered the question quite good, actually. You were a little bit shy.
Oh, thanks.
Yes, thank you very much, Krister. And I think we will touch on this subject later on, and therefore we move forward.